everybody, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing a sketchbook tour. This is a sketchbook I've had for a few years now. That kind of sucks to say, but I never really stick to just one sketchbook. I kind of have like normally 2 or 3 floating around. So this one has taken a while to get there, but we got there. So opening it up, I originally had this with some D&D stuff on the front page, but I'm definitely like one of those people who's like afraid of the first page, so I usually either don't do anything or do something really stupid. I'm also a person who doesn't really fill up the page completely. I'm a pretty big sketchbook collector, so I never feel like I'm really running out of paper or sketchbooks. I also don't like coming back into a page like a day after. So I normally just have whatever I drew in that time period on one page. I also don't draw on both sides. I usually just stick to here because mostly I use graphite, and I hate when the graphite rubs and then you get it on the drawings on the other side of the paper, so I'd rather it just be here and nice and pretty. Some figure studies, tiny little rat doodles. It bled through, and so I deemed this page undrawable, which is stupid. Some Ray, some BB-8. We have Moana, Rowlet. Got some Frisk from Undertale. Some Pokemon fusions. You might have seen my other video that I did of Poke Fusions. They're definitely a really fun thing. I enjoy drawing a lot. Hold on, I gotta just... Oh god. Oh boy. Go in it. Go in it. So I like drawing Poke Fusion, something fun to get your creative design juices flowing. This was a Pokemon trainer that I made. Now we're having a really big jump, so all of these things were back in 2016, and here, this is March 27th of 2018, so we've jumped ahead a little bit. Now we're here. If anyone's ever been a fan of My Chemical Romance, you probably know about the whole Danger Days, the comic book, and the album. I've always really loved the character designs for that, so I kind of started doing one of my own. I already had a few from back when I was like, my big DeviantArt days, and I had my angsty, horrible color choiced characters from the Killjoys era, but I thought I'd try out a new one because I was getting back into the album. I really liked these sketches. I started off with this person floating under a night street light, girl floating here. I have this demon lady who I am super about, and I really like this little pup with the little gooey eyes that I redo that in another page farther down the line, but you'll see. More little fun sketches. This is my OC Tommy. Chameleon, that's me drawing. I realized I never draw background-y things, so I did like a really quick little storefront with like a little house on the top. I thought it was really cute. This was a sketch I wanted to do for the character design challenge on Facebook. The theme for that month was pirates, and so you'll see more sketches of that. And then this is me sketching out my name and KIM, American Sign Language, for that. I did the whole alphabet just because I was having fun with drawing these like cartoony hands, and also I really enjoy sign language. The little Jim Hawkins here from Disney's Treasure Planet. Here's the pirate, so obviously you can tell why I was watching Treasure Planet. I loved what Treasure Planet looked like. That was definitely one of those movies as a kid where I was like, this makes me want to make art. I started designing this character who was, had this little arm blaster as a sword. Don't think I actually finished that for the character design challenge, because let's be real, I barely do. It's having a really bad depression day, and for the first time in a while I felt like I could draw, and so I was like, well, let's draw out feelings then. This is me as a Sailor Scout. My friend and I were doing the Sailor Moon doll maker thing, and so she made me on there, and I was like, I'm gonna draw that. This is concept stuff for a possible video game or storyline that I would like to create at some point in the future. I really like this thumbnail here. The colors were just really nice. I liked how the white in the background really stood out as a light source. The way I drew the leaves and stuff kind of remind me of old Winnie the Pooh drawings, which I'm a huge fan of. I actually have one tattooed on my arm. As you can tell, I was getting back into my markers. So I was watching Mulan and thought that shot, everyone falls over in the food line, was very adorable. I was like, let's draw that today. And I forgot to put my extra paper in the back, so this is also with trash paper. So on this page, I was listening to Chloe Moriondo. I don't know how to say that name, and I'm very sorry if I just butchered it, but they are a really wonderful ukulele artist on YouTube. I'll link them in the description below because I think you should definitely listen to the beautiful voice that they present to you. So yeah, these are contour drawings, which basically means you don't lift the pen, and I was doing them blind, which means I don't look from what I'm referencing to the page, so you just kind of have this free form thing where afterward it's kind of goofy, but at the same time, like, you can still see it, and that's why I really like contour drawings. I was having really bad anxiety this day, and I was like, I don't know what else to do, so I'll just do this. And these are some more. I did these of my friend Lanka. They were very nice, and I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I did this to like relieve some anxiety, and they were so like supportive of it. Wonderful person. I thought some of these turned out really cool. I really like this one here. Some more. This one was probably my favorite here, and this one of their nose and their kitty cat. Now we're moving out of anxiety art and moving into something much more pleasant. This was when the Pokemon trainer hashtag was going around, and I had drawn them out on digitally, and it was super fun, so I wanted to keep drawing them. I didn't really have the colors for it though, so you have, I was like, it'd be cool if we did it like this yellow color. I did that and I hated it, so but that's what sketchbooks are for, right? Vileplume is one of their Pokemon they battle with. Oh, I like this one. I was gonna have the Vileplume next to the gym leader doing that, like from was that Karate Kid? I don't know, I've honestly never seen Karate Kid. Some more drawings. I really like these two, little Bulbasaur and Ivysaur. Ivysaur is honestly my favorite of the line, but you know, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur in general are my top 3 boys. I thought this was so freaking cute. I gotta make this into a sticker or something. And another Pokefusion, Fanrina. This is Nidorita and Fanpy. And then I did like a gender bend version of Jim Hawkins, so I named him Kim Hawkins, which I thought it was fun. Figure drawing I really like this Pokefusions. This is Meowth and Clefairy mixed together. I thought this design was super cute, and I moved the coin from Meowth's forehead to like their collar. I thought, oh, I just really like the proportions of this character. I was watching The Office when I was at the coffee shop, and then as I was watching, this little boy came up and just kind of stood there and watched me draw. And I'm very awkward with kids. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I'm just like, hello, small person. I was just like, how about I just draw you instead, and I just won't say anything to you because I'm awkward. This is some realistic Garnet fan art from Steven Universe. I thought that their first form was super interesting with like the cotton candy hair. I sat outside in my backyard with my dog and just kind of drew the back of the house. I thought this was really nice. I kind of wish it was just this on here, and I didn't draw this. This was a sketch for a commission I was doing just to get like my head around the idea of what I wanted to do, but I don't like erasing things once they're in my sketchbook, because I'm like, that's what the sketchbook is for, to have all of your sketches and your mistakes and all that kind of stuff. But here we are. I went to do one of those creature designs where you take 2 different animals and then you combine them. Dina Norland, I've seen, has done this a lot on her YouTube channel. I just really enjoyed watching her doing it, so I thought, you know, I might as well do it too. This time I got a mink and a blotched blue tongue lizard. So I did a bunch of minks, did a bunch of lizards, and then we had this little guy here who was like scaly on the bottom with like, I was thinking kind of looked like he had mange fur, where it was just like very patchy and coarse hairs, but he was still really cute with his little tongue and his little cute nose. These 2 up here are 2 of my characters. So Tommy, you saw me draw earlier in quite a different style, because let's be real, I drawn like 5,000 different styles. And this is Morgan. They're dating. They're really cute. Steven Universe fan art. I love Lars and Sadie. I think they're so super cute. This is actually refed from a screenshot, so I didn't just like make that up. on a little aardvark. I really enjoyed drawing this little bust. She just reminded me of like a Pan's Labyrinth type of thing mixed with spooky biblical painting things. And then this is again that character you saw that I was doing with the markers. My friend wants to get a Nancy Drew tattoo, and we've talked about it for a while, and we wanted to have like, well, I say we, I just say that because we've talked about it, but she wants to have a magnifying glass and have it say, "Oh, Nancy." If you've ever played any of those click and point Nancy Drew games, which are bomb, by the way. "Oh, Nancy" is something that she says a lot, and so I was like, this would be fun to draw it, and then I drew little Nancy Drew. This is a really bad drawing of my character Tori, and that's why there's an X next to it. So this is something I actually would consider fleshing out more in the future. For a really long time, I would have these dreams where I would appear in this empty office floor where the walls and the ceilings and the floors were white, and then there'd be nothing in the room except for me and then this elevator in the middle with like attendant standing outside the elevator, and then I would go into the elevator, and depending on what button they pressed depended on what kind of dream I was going to have. So I know like floor 5 always had something to do with like my immediate family, my mom, my dad, or my sister. Each floor was like designated to like a topic. And that happened for probably like a solid 2 months for me, almost every time I had a dream. So I started drawing the woman who was standing outside of the elevator, and I did like a whole storyboard, which I've never really done before, but I did a whole storyboard for like an animated short that I would like to do. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. I'm not gonna read the whole thing to you, but I just really enjoyed doing that. So these are sketches for my dad's Father's Day card, and on Mother's Day and Father's Day I draw them cards, and these were the ones from this past Father's Day, and then plus a mermaid. This was my Steven Universe gem sona. If you've never heard of that, basically it's just your persona in gem form. Really like the show. It's a lot of fun. So I was really into Cab Calloway. Could not stop listening to his music and looking up videos on YouTube. There's Cab Calloway featuring the Nicholas brothers, who were these brothers who tap danced, and holy cow, that stuff's amazing. You should definitely look them up. But I got some screenshots and then drew those out. It was a lot of fun. But one of their granddaughters saw it on Instagram and she liked it and said that it was really cool, and I thought that was really cool. I've had this story idea in my head for a while, as you know, I'm sure we all have like 1,000 stories in our heads for a while. There was this star child, and she comes to this little girl. When the little girl wishes on her star, this is who she's wishing to, and one day she shows up at her window. These were a couple little concepts for what she might look like. These were a lot of fun, some more Pokefusions. So this was the 3 starters, and I was mixing them around with each other. So we have Ball Battle, so Bulbasaur and Squirtle, Charizard, Bulbasaur and Charizard, and then this was going to be the Squirtle Bulbasaur, another Pokefusion, Vaporeon, and oh Lord help me, I can't remember what the other one was. A few more little sketches, practicing some perspective lines, Sapphire and Ruby from Steven Universe, Lapis Lazuli, Lapis and Peridot, and then going through with my gem sona and really giving her a character sheet. I finished this digitally. You can find it on my Instagram or anything like that, my Tumblr. I really enjoyed her color scheme, which you can't see here, but trust me, it looks really nice. Some figure drawing, gestures, more gestures. I drew a portrait of Keira Knightley. Her eyes are too big and her nose looks a little big, but you know what? I really like this one still. This is when I got Breath of the Wild, my favorite game. Honestly, I do play it for hours. Probably what I'm gonna do after this, honestly. More Breath of the Wild stuff. They're so cute, but they're so not, so I wanted to make them very cute. And I did a little baby one here too. They remind me of Stitch, and so I think that's why I think they're cute, but then they try to kill you, and that's not so cute. Here are those wolves with the little eye gooey I sketched like a long time ago and then brought it back. And there's my girl. Her name's Avery, by the way. There's a webcomic called Lore Olympus. If you've never heard of that, please look it up on Webtoons, the app. It's a free webcomic. I'm not being sponsored, obviously. I have like 15 followers. Her work is absolutely amazing. Her characters' personalities are addicting, and I don't ever want to stop reading this comic. Plus, if you like Greek mythology, it's all about that with a modern take. Some self-portraits. I wanted to do a food pattern. I ended up going with the pickle because I just really like pickles. You can actually get that on my Society 6. I also had some ideas of doing a hot dog and a cheeseburger. I really like this hot dog actually, so I might do that in the future. More Avery in a more cartoony style than when I was drawing her before. She goes into different worlds, and so I was trying to like think of little characters that would work. I was watching Howl's Moving Castle, and we've got little Sophie, because I love Sophie. Little Steven Universe, a girl chewing bubblegum. I don't know why I didn't put anything else in here besides her and Stitch, but that's where we are. Spooky page, I've got a bunch of cats here. I got these pens, which aren't great, but all I wanted them for was to add a little bit of color to my sketchbook, so you'll see those every so often. A Gerard Way / Gabriel Ba inspired sketch, referenced off of Pinterest, but I really liked it. That's supposed to be Tommy in a turtleneck, little skull prince boy. Another reference, but I hated what I did with the markers, so I kind of hate it now. Some faces that I was drawing. I didn't really like this one, but I drew this one without a reference, and I really liked this one. Cute little curious cat, and a lady who is very tired and enjoying a drink. I did a commission for someone to draw them for an icon for their podcast. So this was just me sketching her from pictures on her Facebook or Instagram. This is what I ended up going with for that little wizard girl. Thought she was cute. This is my original character, Tori. I love drawing her. She's super cute. She's always tired. I was at the bar where I used to work with my coworker, and she showed me this picture of her lovingly holding baked goods, and I was like, I'm gonna draw that for you. Cute little Pikachu, because Pikachu's super cute. Tori again, bony boy, and some cute cats and pumpkins. And last page, we have just a few portraits here. I ended up painting this one digitally. I put some like colors over it digitally and then like painted it. It was a lot of fun. And then I did this again without a reference. I really like how the hands turned out and everything. I like this. I like this as my last page. So thank you guys for joining me on this sketchbook tour. I'll probably do another one of these later. If you want to check out my other videos, go to my channel and subscribe for all my latest ones. Thanks for coming by.